guess it's live now.
Well, we'll see if it gets there or not.
Oh. I should have brought my phone so I can see.
There you go. It seems to be working today.
Okay, so I'm just gonna leave it live and everything right now, and I'll just tell everybody to behave before we start.
Okay, and if you have any after court or something you want to test it some more, let me know.
Okay, thank you, Dan.
All right. Bye.
All right, bye-bye. That we're muted. Okay, so that is yours. These will be the judges. Shoot, we don't bring that updated the updated version. That's it. That way he knows. Esa va a ir en el digo. Estos ponlos aquí, la pachara y Felipe, pónselos aquí. Porque ellos lo. That's what it's good. Do we have any Spanish ones? We don't, I don't think we have any Spanish ones. Well, I don't know.
I think there might have been one in that.
fila. Tienen que abrir la puerta y todo, pero no.
Morning, Judge. Morning. Is this gonna be, this morning gonna be online? Is that what we're?
Yeah. Jared's up here. Hello,
Chat.
he's here.
Hello? Oh, hey. So I have, that sounds terrible. Remote, it's live, so don't say anything you don't want.
I see that. It is, it's streaming live right now and we have,
Yes.
Yeah, because Dan fixed it and he left it like that this morning.
okay.
Oh, this is the judge. I thought it was Chad. I finally recognized your voice. Okay,
Thank you.
bye.
This audio is turned off here. That's what's.
Judge, can you unmute yourself?
Any questions about that? Okay. With regard to the $125, which was the insurance, do you need time to pay that?
Yes, I think I was paid that.
I'll give you what's called a time pay agreement today. I'll indicate that you'll pay the $125. I'll give you until December 19th to do that. We have a half-sheet piece of paper with some information on it for you. Our window is only open during certain hours right now. It tells you different ways that you can both pay or come down to the window and resolve this.
Your Honor, was that Miss Aguilera?
All right, that concludes your case today. Gerardo Alvarez. Good morning, Mr. Alvarez. You're here today regarding an insurance violation. Mr. Hansen has indicated that if you have insurance, he'd agree to reduce the penalty to $150. If you don't have insurance, I see that there's been something attached here as well. There's a Washington insurance identification card indicating that this is an effective date of September 4th with an expiration date of March 4th.
Based on that, Your Honor, no objection to dismissing with the $25.
Based on that, Mr. Alvarez, I would reduce the penalty to $150. Yes, go ahead.
When I got pulled over, the officer wrote me down the wrong license plate on the ticket. And I didn't get insurance on my vehicle.
Do you have proof of that with you today that shows you had insurance on October 11th?
And I got pictures of the vehicle that I was driving. It's being wrote down on the ticket.
I see. Did you not have that proof of insurance with you?
No, I didn't. It was misplaced somewhere. I told him that I had the my car insurance, but I couldn't find it at the moment.
Insurance is for 1986 Ford pickup, effective date September 4th, 2020.
Yes.
March 4th, 2021.
And this is the vehicle that I was driving. That's my vehicle I was driving. And that's this is the reading scanner took the picture, and when the officer was behind the camera writing up the ticket. So I got the wrong registration when I purchased it for this vehicle here at the courthouse. I didn't even notice it until it was over.
You've got everything straightened out now, though, Mr. Alvarez, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And I see that you did have insurance. You just didn't have the proof with you at the time that the officer contacted you.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to dismiss the insurance violation. There's a $25 administration fee that is imposed. Make sure you keep that current information regarding your insurance with you so that in the future, if necessary, you're able to show that to an officer. How do you want to pay that $25?
I'll just stop by the window right now and pay it right now.
All right. We're going to call the office, have them open the window so you can stop there on your way out. That's back down the hallway. And then to the right, there should be a window open there that the clerk be able to assist you with that. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Okay.
Maria Chavez. Good morning, Ms. Chavez. You're here today regarding a personal electronic device violation. Mr. Hansen has indicated that if you wanted to resolve this today, he'd reduce the penalty to $100, or we can set this matter for a contested hearing. What would you like to do today?
Well, the day that I got the ticket, the officer told me that he didn't see me, using the device. So I don't know how that I got a ticket. He says that, well, I didn't see you.
I can tell you that on this particular day, they were running an emphasis. So another officer was making observations, relaying information to the officer who actually makes the stop. So the officer who stopped you may not have seen you, but there is an officer who wrote a statement that said he saw you using the phone and relayed the information to the officer who stopped you.
Did he have any uniform at that time? The officer that saw me using my phone?
Pardon me?
The officer that saw me using my phone, according to him, did he have a uniform? Because the only thing I did, I left the clinic that it was in the corner of Sanford and Road 100. And I left the clinic with my phone in my hand. So I don't know if that's what he's talking about.
I'm looking, it was Officer Ramos and Officer Cobb were involved. I think Officer Cobb is the officer who made the observations. And Officer Cobb, yes, is a uniformed patrol officer. So you want to admit the violation today? All right. And do you need time to pay that $100? You'll pay it today? Right, we'll provide you with this information. You can stop at the window on your way out. The clerk will assist you with that. All right, thank you. Manuel Chavez. Good morning, Mr. Chavez. Mr. Chavez, Mr. Hanson is offering in this case to amend this violation to an expired vehicle registration, a non-moving violation. Is that something you're interested in accepting? No? You want to set this for a contested hearing? Looks like you were issued a citation for an electronic device violation. And Mr. Hanson is offering to amend it to an expired vehicle registration, a non-moving violation.
Well, the officer didn't tell me I had expired registration. I just barely bought the car after.
All right, we'll set this matter for a contested hearing. Our next date available for a contested hearing is, what would you like to do? I don't want you to feel like you're forced into doing something. If you want to have a hearing, you're entitled to have a hearing.
It sounded like he might be confused about it.
$139. No, this is good. Do you need time to pay this $139, Mr. Chavez? Yes. I'll indicate you'll pay the $139 in full within the next 30 days. All right, we'll provide you with this information that amends that today. give you some information about when the clerk's window is available. You can also mail a payment in. You're not required to come back and do that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Roy Conley. Good morning, Mr. Conley. You're here today on a couple of violations. One is an insurance violation. The other is a either defective or no mud flaps or splash guards. The matter set for a pre-hearing conference today. Mr. Hansen has indicated that if you wanted to resolve this today, he'd reduce the mud flap violation to $95, and the insurance, if you have insurance today, it would be $150. If you don't have insurance, the penalty would be $300. If you have proof that you had insurance at the time of the stop on October 9th, I would dismiss that today. All right.
Paper was just expired, I didn't know it.
The insurance is for a 2010 Dodge Ram with an effective date of 7/29/2020 to 7/29/2021.
Thank you. So I will dismiss the insurance violation. There is a $25 administration fee. Make sure you keep that with you in the future and keep that current. What would you like to do with regard to the mud flap violation, sir?
I'll take it, just fine and fix.
All right. It's a total of $120. Do you need time to pay that, sir?
30 days, I make it like that.
All right. $120 by December 19th. We'll give you a copy of this today. That'll conclude your case. We'll also give you information about the window hours and other ways to pay it without having to actually come back down. Yes. Taylor Harris. Good morning. Ms. Harris, you're here today on an insurance violation. There are a couple of options. If you have proof that you had insurance on October 5th, I would dismiss that with a $25 administration fee. If you have proof that you obtained insurance after that, Mr. Hansen's agreed to reduce that to $150. Mr. Green, what do you have? Okay.
Down an effective date of 9/19 to 3/19, 9/19/2020 to 3/19/2020.
Thank you. You need time to pay that $25? All right, by December 19th, okay? Vanessa Murillo. Morning, Ms. Murillo. You're here today on a violation of either a missing body parts or improper protrusion from the vehicle.
I don't believe there is a protrusion. I took pictures. The grill is still on there. It's just missing the hood part, but there's nothing that can projectile or protruding from the car.
All right. So would you like to set this for a contested hearing today?
Okay, then, yeah.
All right.
So, Your Honor, if I could just caution Ms. Murillo, nothing about this has to be something protruding. That's just the title. We just have to show that the hood was missing.
I want to confirm that your address, because Mr. Hanson, you'll send a copy of the report to Ms. Murillo.
Your Honor, I don't know if your speakers are on. I've been talking without response.
Let me see. Try that again, Mr. Hanson.
Are you able to hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, Your Honor, we can mail a report. I would just, if I was there in person, I would caution Ms. Murillo. The title of that RCW is hardware protrusions, but we don't actually have to prove anything was protruding. We just have to show that the hood was not on the vehicle.
Okay, yeah, the hood is on and secure, everything. So I'm still good with contesting it.
Okay.
All right.
Secure and everything, so.
We'll set this for a contested hearing on January 28th. And you're still use the PO box here in Pasco? All right. Yes. All right, we'll give you notice of that hearing date. And then once you receive that, you'll be free to go. Did I give you Mr. Hanson's sheet there with that last case?
So that should be the PO box and not the Sylvester Street address.
Yes, the PO box. Thank you. Riyadh Rashad. Good morning, Mr. Rashad. You're here for a couple of violations, and Mr. Hanson has indicated in his offer that he'll dismiss the cell phone violation if you admit the vehicle registration violation.
Well, what happened is this vehicle was registered for you. So I was waiting for the title. Because of COVID-19, it's gonna take like several months to do the title, to do the car register.
Well, right now you've been issuing a violation, a citation for the personal electronic driving, a violation of the personal electronic requirement and the expired vehicle registration. Let me see. That there was a trip permit on the vehicle that expired on August 9th. This was issued on September 25th. And so what Mr. Hanson is indicating is that because that registration was expired, it wasn't no longer valid. If you're willing to admit that today, he would dismiss the personal electronic device violation. Is that something you're interested in doing? Right, I'll dismiss count one, find count two committed, pose the $139.
Yeah, that's what, my brother actually borrowed the car because
Yes?
And he broke down, so he called me to help him out, and then that's the only vehicle I have to drive. So this is the reason why I drove the car, to help him out.
All right, and you do understand that whether you own the vehicle or not, if you're the driver, it has to be properly licensed and the equipment has to be working properly on it. If you're driving it and the license is expired, that's still a violation. And it's a violation committed by you because you were the operator.
Well, I was waiting for the registration from Oregon, because the car is in Oregon.
I understand that.
That's the only vehicle I have, but it's okay.
Do you need time to pay the $139? All right. Say by December 19th, you can pay that in full. You're welcome. Salvador Sandoval Avila. And Mr. Sandoval Avila, I have that you need the assistance of the interpreter. Is that correct?
No, it's fine, I'm okay.
You're okay without an interpreter? All right. Let me see here. All right, we set this matter for a hearing today on the expired vehicle registration and an insurance violation. Mr. Hansen has indicated that if you admit the expired vehicle registration, he'll reduce that to $100. And if you have insurance, proof of insurance at the time of the violation on July 25, we dismiss that with a $25 administration fee. If you obtained insurance after the fact, he would reduce that to $175.
Yeah, I do have insurance, I just didn't have the paper with me.
Okay.
I had a SR22 and I have to have it.
All right.
I have the right paper.
Mr. Green, what do you have there? I'm looking at a 91 Nissan pickup or a broad form, I guess.
It's a broad form, Your Honor. I have one insurance. It goes from January 10th, 2020 to 7/10, 2020, and another one from July 27th, 2020 to January 27th, 2021.
All right. It looks like your insurance expired just before this violation date. It expired on July 10th. This violation date was July 25. So you had a bit of a lapse in between there. You went out and renewed that following that. So the recommendation is to reduce that to $175. Is that something you want to do today? $175 for the insurance violation and $100 for the expired vehicle registration over 2 months.
Yeah, actually, when I got pulled over, I actually went from Quincy to Pasco to buy that pickup. I admitted that I was driving the pickup. I got to Pasco a little late, so I bought that truck, and I didn't have time to go put it in my name, but I do have it. I just put it in my name.
Okay, but at the time, there was no vehicle registration. It was expired by more than 2 months. Yeah.
The registration is for a 1991 Nissan truck, issue date 8/12/2020, 8/12/2020.
All right, thank you. The total for the two violations today, Mr. Sandoval, is $275. Do you need time to pay that?
Yeah.
And how much?
Like $100 a month, is that possible?
Yes. Can you do $100 comfortably?
Yeah.
It's okay? All right.
Starting, next month, is that right?
Yes, your first payment will be due on December 19th. Your following payments will be due on the 19th of each month until it's paid in full. If you are having some issues with regard to making the payment, make sure you call the clerk's office and talk to them, okay?
Okay. I got a question, Your Honor.
Yes.
I'm in probation with my license, so not having insurance, or having that ticket, that will affect my record.
The expired vehicle registration is a non-moving violation, so it's not going to affect your insurance. And if you're on probation for, let me see what we have here. If you're on probation for a DUI, an insurance violation could affect you.
No,
All right.
it's not a DUI.
Yeah, no, I don't see how that would have any effect on any.
I got 4 kids and a wife, and I'm the only one working, so I need my driver's license to make it work.
No, I'm looking at your record, although you have a few violations. They're spread out over a significant period of time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But if you accumulate 15 or more in a 3-year period, they could take your license. So you need to be careful, okay?
I'm just wondering if you have time for right now.
All right. All right, we'll give you a copy of this document today and also an information sheet for when the windows are open and how you can pay those without actually having to come back down.
Thank you.
You're welcome. David Sandoval Torres. Good morning, Mr. Sandoval Torres. You're here today on a violation of, it's titled an altered or illegal plate, but it also applies to those that are not attached properly, and also an insurance violation. Mr. Hansen has indicated that if you admit the license plate violation, he'd reduce the penalty to $95. And the insurance violation, if you obtained insurance, or if you had insurance at the time, that would be dismissed with a $25 administration fee. If you obtained insurance after the fact, I think because you have a number of them over the last couple of years, his recommendation is to reduce that to $350. You can. Are you wanting to admit? So what would you like to do today then, Mr. Sandoval? Do you want to set it for a hearing? You can have a hearing if you wish to do so.
Yes, and I had insurance in that car, but I took off
All right.
Right now, I'm not driving.
We'll set this for a contested hearing on February 4th.
I even told the officer about my plate that he's like, oh, water. I kind of feel like, okay, you're not listening.
Unfortunately, in the state of Washington, you are required to have license plates affixed to your vehicle on both the front and the back. And if it's not affixed, it is a violation.
I know, but I mean, I seen other cars brand new. I mean, they have the license plate inside the car, and you know. But I was waiting for my phone bumper, like I told off. I was waiting for this car for 2 days straight. You know, I'm trying to carry down the front bumper and make sure it's all right. But I'm gonna leave my license plate on.
All right, we're going to set this for a contested hearing, okay, on February 4th.
Is that 24th Avenue address good for discovery?
Just, is that your current address on 24th?
1712, yes, it is.
All right. Yes, 1712.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes. He'll send you the information regarding the officer's report, okay? All right. Maurice Smith? I did it again. Put that offer sheet in that last. Just the two, yeah. Good morning, Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith, you're here today regarding an allegation of a failing to yield the right-of-way. And Mr. Hansen has indicated if you wanted to admit that today, he'd reduce the penalty to $100, or if you wanted to do something called a deferred infraction, you would pay the $190 and have no violations for 6 months. If you're successful, this would be dismissed.
I don't think that I deserve that.
You don't think you deserve the ticket to begin with?
No.
So would you like to set this for a contested hearing then, Mr. Smith?
Came here to tell you my story.
Well, that would be done at the contested hearing. Today is a hearing to determine whether or not you want to resolve it without doing a full hearing. All right, we can set this for a contested hearing on February 4th. And Mr. Smith, is your current address on, is it Dundas Lane? All right. Mr. Hansen will send to you in the mail a copy of the officer's police report so you can read that and prepare for the contested hearing on the 4th. Okay? All right. We'll give you that notice. Once you receive that, you'll be free to go. Do you have any questions, Mr. Smith? All right. Is that in custody?
Yes.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Jones. I appreciate your patience while I have these folks who are here out of the courtroom. Any particular order you want to? All right. I have Samuel Alanese. Yes. I'll do that paperwork. So we'll. And the penalty amount was, yes, $139. And based on your comments, you had, I will find the infraction committed. Does Mr. Alanis need to make some payments, or can he pay the 139 within 30 days?
No, I'll ask for it to set it up on time.
All right.
As far as, I guess, the time base, I would get that to him. He just moved, so I don't know what address.
All right, we'll set those at $50 a month with the first payment due on December 19th. Subsequent payments due on the 19th of the month. We'll give you a copy of the time pay agreement, and you can forward that to him. Miguel Vallardo, you have some other cases pending on these two matters in Superior Court. You're asking to reset these to a date in February.
Yeah, I just double checked the dates on that. It looks like his trial could be set for February 24th.
All right. Mr. Hanson, Mr. Jones is requesting a March setting rather than February. The trial is scheduled on February 24th.
Yes, Your Honor, no objection. Obviously, he can't resolve these prior to dealing with the felony.
All right.
So what date in March?
You want to just go to March 4th? That would be, all right. We'll set these two cases to March 4th. We'll send notice. Actually, let's go to the 11th. That's a regular pre-hearing conference setting. It's a U under, yeah. Diana Sisley.
That's a brand new one for me. I haven't had a chance to get a hold of my file on that. If we just set it maybe a pre-trial or pre-hearing conference in December.
Yes. Let's see here. Looks like I'm taking a look here with regard to some of our dates. We have one there that's contested. We don't really have any dates left in December, Mr. Jones. All right. We can go to January 21. With notice, please, yes. Yes, he has Lizbeth Lomas. Amended to an expired vehicle tabs with $139. You indicated you'll pay that within 30 days?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. All right, I will, based on the record, find the infraction committed, impose the recommended penalty of $139. It's due on December 19th. I'll give you copies of those documents to forward to your client. Monty Reyes. So request to reset to track with the other case to January 5th. So because the other matter is already set, we won't send notice on this one. Gage Stokesbury.
An offer, and what I'm asking to do is just push out that January 21st date. He's actually got a change in the first time. Now that I can go with the test now, reaching out to his attorney.
I'll go to January 21.
Yes, please.
All right. Send notice, please. That looks like that's the last one, Mr. Jones. Thank you. I do have Mr. Hanson. We have Brandy Valentine. Mr. Atwood represents.
Yes, Your Honor. I filled out amendment to, I believe it was no license on person, should be in the file.
Yes, I have that.
And I spoke with Mr. Atwood on the phone earlier this week. He approved that resolution, asked that the time pay agreement be mailed to his office, and he'll provide it to his client.
All right, we'll make that amendment, find the infraction committed, impose the $139. Based on that record, we'll also forward this to Mr. Atwood's office. Set payments at $50 a month beginning December 19th. All right, made that. And then Rosa Young, Ms. Rodriguez, Jessica Rodriguez represents.
Yes, Your Honor. Via email yesterday evening, Ms. Rodriguez agreed on her client's behalf to accept an amendment to expire tabs at $139. However, I could not get a response on where to mail the time pay agreement. So if the court would send that to both Ms. Rodriguez and the client's listed address, please.
We're going to send it to the attorney, Mr. Hanson, given the fact that she's representing. Has an expired 2 months or less? Is that what the agreement was?
Yes, Your Honor.
The payments at $50 a month beginning on December 19th. I'll send this to defendant's attorney. All right, that concludes our morning.
Your Honor, may I ask, was Luis Garcia on the docket? Oh, never mind. I see.
Oh.
Clerk note that it was reset at his request to December 10th.
Yes. All right, good morning, Mr. Navarro. We have a couple of matters set for the incarcerated docket. I have the paperwork for Samantha Blaschka. Good morning, Ms. Blaschka. You're here today on a charge of simple assault domestic violence. That is a gross misdemeanor. If convicted of that offense, you do face up to 364 days in jail and a $5,000 fine. There is no mandatory minimum sentence for such a conviction. However, a conviction would result in the loss of your right to possess, own, or control a firearm unless that right was restored by a court of record. Do you understand that? You have a number of constitutional rights that were played in a video before court started. Those rights are also contained in this agreed stipulation and order of continuance. Were you able to hear and understand those rights? Yes. And have you read through this stipulated order of continuance? Have you gone through this 2-page document with Mr. Nacarado? You do understand that this is an agreement between you and the prosecuting attorney's office. In this agreement, you agree not to have any criminal violations or incidents, to have an alcohol assessment, follow the recommendation, and have no criminal violations or domestic violence related incidents. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You understand that if you are successful in complying with this agreement at the end of 24 months, this matter would be dismissed.
Yes.
On the other hand, if for any reason this case comes back before the court and it is revoked, then you would be facing the charges of simple assault domestic violence. At that time, you would not be able to have a jury trial. You wouldn't be able to present any evidence. You couldn't question the witnesses. You couldn't challenge the evidence at all in this case. Do you understand that? The only thing that would happen is a judge would read the police reports and make a determination of either guilty or not guilty based on the reports and nothing else. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you enter into this agreement voluntarily today?
Yes, I did.
I'm going to sign the order. Granting the continuance. We'll set this for review on November 15th, 2022. That's at 8:30 in the morning. That review date is contained in this document, you will not receive any other notice of that review date. It is important that you stay in touch with the court, however, and keep your address current, because if it is necessary to set any other type of hearing, we would send you notice. A failure to appear to hearing could result in a warrant for your arrest. Do you understand that?
Yes.
With regard to the $200, do you want to make payments on that?
Yes, please.
Can you pay $25 a month?
Yes.
That will start on December 19th and continue on the 19th until this is paid in full. I have here an indication that your current address is on West Wilcox. Is that still current?
Yes.
All right, we'll give you a copy of these documents today. That'll conclude your case today. You will be released. You can have a seat. Okay. The other matter I have today is Ernesto Armenta. Good morning, Mr. Armenta. You are here today on a charge of violation of a Pasco Municipal Court order. That is a gross misdemeanor. If convicted of that offense, you do face up to 364 days in jail and a $5,000 fine. There is no mandatory minimum sentence for such a conviction. However, a conviction would result in the loss of your right to possess, own, or control a firearm unless your right was restored by a court of record. Do you understand that? You have a number of constitutional rights as a result of this charge. Those rights were played before court started. Were you able to hear and understand those rights? You've had a chance to talk to Mr. Nacarado today. After doing so, he's indicated you wish to plead not guilty and request the court appoint an attorney. We have reviewed your application. We'll appoint Mr. Rutt to represent you. I have reviewed this affidavit of probable cause, and I do find probable cause. Mr. Armenta, do you have an address currently?
And those are apartments over by near 19th and 20th, over by the freeway.
All right. You'll need to bring in your exact address for your with your next hearing. Conditions of release, Mr. Hanson?
Your Honor, City asks that Mr. Armenta have no new criminal law violations, make all future court dates, no domestic incidents, obey all active no contact orders. concern here is his ability to follow the no contact order. He's on an SOC currently, and a condition of that, which is essentially a condition of release, is that he obey the no contact order. He did not. And the facts here are somewhat disturbing to the city that the alleged victim indicates he was there for over 2 hours trying to gain entry into the home of the protected party. So that kind of dedication to violate the order is concerning to the city, as well as his ability to return to court. He did have what ended up being just a giving false information charge. He failed to appear for a pretrial for that, and it was 8 months later that we were finally able to get him into court to resolve that. So he has demonstrated difficulty returning to court. But based on the danger he poses to the victim, his inability to follow orders and return to court, we're going to ask for $500 cash or bond.
Mr. Nacarado?
I certainly like Mr. Armenta, given the nature of the allegations and the fact that this order stems from a prior case that he is on an SOC on, that the city would be asking for bail. It's my understanding Mr. Armenta's lived in the Tri-Cities for about 13 years. In addition to this, he has that SOC and that other matter that council talked about, which again, my understanding is extending his criminal history. He is doing some field work that picking cherries. Obviously, hours have been sporadic, so I think bail would be somewhat difficult for Mr. Armenta, but again, he did anticipate that the city would be asking for that in this case. So that's of course consider those circumstances what might be the appropriate amount of clear that they're going to issue here. So at least that's for conceit on the conceit statement is that you're going to turn that those highly intoxicated. I mean, that's part of the problem here. That's certainly obviously a change in alcohol or license is probably a condition of release as well. So again, that's what consider that in terms of appropriate other conditions.
Thank you, Mr. Nacarado. Taking in consideration Criminal Rule 3.2, the future appearance factors, and the showing of substantial danger factors, I am concerned about the safety of this person protected by the no contact order, the diligence with which he has attempted to gain entry to the apartment or the house. I'm going to set bail, given his current circumstance, the amount of $350 cash or bond. If you post that bail, you're not to have any criminal violations or incidents. You're not to have any domestic violence incidents. You're to obey the no contact order. You're not to consume any alcohol, marijuana, or non-prescribed drugs, and you are to submit to a breath or a urine test if an officer has reason to believe you've consumed alcohol or drugs. If you post that bail, you are required to contact your attorney within the next 10 days, and you're required to maintain contact with your attorney while this case is pending. Do you understand those conditions, Mr. Armenta? Your next court date will be November 30th at 8:30 in the morning. Yes. All right, that concludes our cases for this morning. We are adjourned.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr. Nacarado.
Thank you, Mr. Hanson, Mr. Nacarado.